put one here, and we'll put one here. And I've already covered these up. Remember, make firm contact with the soil, and then push the 2 inches, at least 2 inches of soil over it, and then tamp down. I'll tamp it down with my hoe later. You want to make good surface contact with the garlic, and that's done. Then what you're going to do is cover it with a 4 inches of straw, if you have it, or leaves, and then make sure over that covering you put this kind of permeable cover, something like that, and make sure that is secure in the ground so that there's no problem with the wind blowing your cover away. Because the cover's there to protect the garlic, keep it somewhat warm. If you don't have the cover on it, look, we get a real freezing cold spell and the garlic could freeze, and you don't want that to happen.
So we can use, it doesn't have to be straw, it could be leaves, it could be grass.
Rye grass, and you know, and you're gonna,
that's leaves.
Right, leaves, grass, anything like that. Straw works really well because it is easy to wet and secure down. Leaves blow away quickly. I've been out here putting the leaves on and they blow up before I can even get, but yes, you could use a combination too. Nothing, it's just there to make sure it's like protected, okay?
And the road cover helps a lot.
Make sure you spray that down with water. It'll wet the top. Don't worry about watering your garden. Leave it alone now. And then sometime in March or April, depending on the weather, you will start to see, if you peel that back a little bit, little shoots come up. When those little green shoots come up, remove the top cover, okay? You can leave your covering on it, the leaves or just open them up so the garlic gets the sun. And that's it. There's just 2 things I want to say, because we have another video on how to harvest garlic that we already have. But just one thing I want to say is that garlic takes up a lot of room. So this garlic will not be ready till probably the 1st or 2nd week of July. So when you're planting your garden, just to say, whatever space you use up is not going to be available to you till the 1st or 2nd week. And that's why, you know, people with smaller gardens, they may not want to plant as much. Virtually though, I'll tell you, it's the easiest and most successful plant I've ever planted. And there's nothing like the taste of that.
Oh, I bet.
And that's it, that's all.
Oh, Ed, thanks so much. You ladies have any questions? And Suzanne, you just joined us. Do you want to come around? Do you have any questions?
It is pretty clear, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I can put these growing things that I just described to you up, give them to Joyce, and she can place them on there. They're just simple thoughts, but don't be afraid with it. It's really fun to do. Obviously, if you also, just aside, if you get a piece of garlic that is soft in any way that you've gotten, don't put that in. You want the really hard garlic. You'll see hard neck garlic, and then make sure to save some every year next year.
All right, that will be your seed for the next crop.
Any other questions you feel?
No, I think you've covered it pretty well,
Like 3 inches down or 2 inches down?
So I put it, like the hole that I dug, the trench, was 3 inches.
3 inches.
That's because when I put the soil on it, it's about 2 inches.
Got it.
Yeah. You
And
don't
we're
have to
just
go
over.
any deeper. Pardon?
We're just over there. So
Yeah,
we're just going to watch what you're doing and then just make sure we're doing exactly the
Oh,
same.
I'll come over there. I know you had a great first year too.
Yeah, we did.
I saw you how excited you were. That's really a blessing to have that much excitement. You work together, which is really nice.
Ed, I have a quick question. So some of the bulbs that they may buy have more cloves than other ones, correct? You can get like 6 to 8 or 6 to 10, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So depending on the size, you might get more, you know, in the bigger ones. What was your harvest last year? How many did you plant?
Let's see, because I planted a lot. I harvested over 102
Wow.
bulbs. I think, the one thing I didn't say, but I should say this, and I should have edited, I forgot. Between the rows, so if I am gonna plant, I'm gonna keep going a little bit, but you need about 10 inches between the rows, okay? And then obviously your mulch will be on top of that, but 10 inches should do between the rows.
How many rows do you use?
So I planted last year 6 rows.
Oh, wow.
But that's because I had the benefit of having that garden too, because I had a different type of setup here. But anyway, this year I will plant a little less.
I have a question. Why 4 inches that way, but 10 inches that way?
Oh, because what you want to make sure is that the 4 inches is separating the garlics from themselves. The next thing is separating the next crop as well, and also the garlic root will spread out. When this gets big, when the greenery starts to grow, it'll get quite large. So that 4
Okay.
inches will be taken up with garlic going out.
Okay.
When you see the next one too, you'll see that like a tulip bulb or a daffodil bulb, it will try to reproduce itself. So garlic produces a little scape. It's a little umbrella with a little garlic on the top of it. And what I do, and this is in the other video, somewhere around June, mid-June, I cut that scape off. You'll see it come out of the garlic. It'll keep making scapes. It'll keep trying to reproduce itself. It's trying to reseed itself. You cut that scape so all the energy goes
Okay.
into the garlic bulb. And don't waste the scape or the stem, because you can make the best pesto in the world out of garlic scape. It is even better than garlic pesto. So you save, you'll see them, they sell them at the farmer's market, but every one of these you plant, you're gonna get at least one scape, and if you cut it early, you're gonna get another scape. Because it has this great desire, like we all
Yeah.
do, to keep living.
It is.
A quick question, how do we know when to harvest?
So that's going to be in this video, but I could just really quickly answer the question. When the leaves all turn brown, you're ready. Almost all turn brown. You'll see it'll turn brown, get crispy, then you know. And there's a specific way you pull the garlic up, and that's in that other video. Okay, you just want to make sure you don't disturb it. It's rooted really well in the start. So I take the hand hoe, I dig in around the garlic, and then when it's loose, I pull it out.
Okay, so it's a very carefully, not just yanked out.
Yeah.
Ed, thank you so much.
This is so much fun. Thanks for.
Thanks
you.
everybody for
Thank you.
coming. And I'm sure Ed wouldn't mind questions if you emailed him something or posted on Facebook, and we can get the questions.
Yeah.
But you covered everything. Thank you, Ed.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yep. Bye.